What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to take a quick look at the new Evolution 3-pack. This is a Target exclusive Mattel WWE Elite figure 3-pack, and it's something I want to look at, not because I was necessarily interested in this particular moment in time when it comes to, ruthless aggression and, a big moment for Randy Orton, Batista, Triple H, and all that. There's a lot of new things happening with this pack, and it's got my curiosity peaked a little bit, and I just want to take a look at the new things in this pack and kind of think about, as always on this channel, think about fix-ups and what we can do with these different looks. And first thing right off the bat, Mattel's trying something new here with Triple H's fully cloth suit, and I'm just gonna say not a big fan. Like, this, it's kind of difficult to get the sleeves down, like the coat down all the way. It's just too bulky of a look. The tie doesn't look that great. So honestly, I'm probably never gonna display them like this. If I want this look, I'll have to do a fix up with a suited body. But I'm more interested in this new torso underneath Triple H. So let's transition real quick to kind of take a look at that. And so here's Triple H without the shirt, the showcase, this new torso, this new Elite torso for Triple H. And this is a torso we're probably going to be seeing a lot more of coming soon. I know based off the promotional images that the new final boss was that Elite 115 Rock figure has this torso now. I don't think that torso is the best fit for The Rock. I feel like they made this torso so specific for Triple H that it's his body, and I don't think that's going to work quite for The Rock. Also, I'm concerned that the next Elite Randy Orton will be using this torso, which I think it might work for, the new, bigger, modern day Randy Orton. But we'll have to wait and see when we get images of that figure to see how it is. But as a Triple H figure, I think this is a really solid look, a really great look for an Elite torso for Triple H. Now, I do not have the new Monday Night Wars Walmart exclusive Ultimate Edition Triple H. I have that on pre-order. Actually, I've seen it in store a couple of times, but the first time I saw it, the price rang up. If y'all had seen online, they were ringing up for like $48 instead of $32. They eventually fixed that, but I wasn't able to get it then and there, so I'm just waiting on my pre-order. Hopefully, it does eventually ship out. Now, that Ultimate torso looks a lot like this, and I think they did a great job with the Ultimate torso. Of course, the articulation scheme slightly different with the Ultimate, but both of those, they seem to have matched up Triple H's body very well, and I'm very happy with this look here. Now, with the cloth goods on it, I did not think that looked very good at all, but this is a great look, and I'm even curious to see. I might have to put some heat to this, see if these legs are actually using the Build-A-Figure little waist post to go up into the torso, or if it's a standard, waist piece. Just kind of interested in that. But that's the newest thing here with Triple H. Now, of course, the other new things in this pack is we got a lot of new head sculpts. So Batista got a new happy head sculpt. I took it off, but Triple H has a new happy smiling head sculpt. Now this head sculpt is new minus being in that new Ultimate Edition, but this is still a very new head sculpt. And then Randy Orton, he's got a smiling head sculpt, brand new, and then brand new shocked expression. So honestly, I think all these head sculpts look really good. We'll center up everyone and we'll take a quick look at each of those individual head sculpts. So starting here with Batista, I think recently, since the TrueFX has come along, they've done a really great job with Batista head sculpts, and this one is a great one as well. Now, I'm not as big of a fan of this a little bit of messy, slightly longer length hair for Batista. I do like how on his Ultimate Editions it's the the short hair. And I'm a big fan of Batista's like shaven head look that he eventually moves to. But just as a one-off right here, I think that's a really, really good head sculpt. Now, with the open mouth, and with the lips, it's kind of hard. There might be a little bit of paint mishap there because there's a lot of red on the inside of that mouth that's kind of overflowing a little bit, but I think that's still a very good look. Also with Batista, while I got him here in front of us, he has the new style articulation on the boots. So he now has, rocker pivot instead of that like just side to side. A style, more common to Marvel Legends or other, 6-inch scale figures. He's got the new style boots, so that's a big upgrade. Plus, this is a gear that I don't think we've gotten in the Elite line. So I'm definitely excited to have this look for Batista. Now, I might eventually convert the torso to an Ultimate torso because I do like the way that torso looks for Batista. But that's the new stuff we got going on with Batista. Now, we'll bring in Randy and we'll zoom in on that head sculpt. And for a smiling expression, young Randy Orton, it looks pretty good. I don't think it's 100%, maybe from this angle it looks a little better, but like straight on, I think it's just kind of an uncanny smile. But, for the most part, that's a pretty good look, especially if you have other Randy Ortons from this time period, because they've only given us just a straight, neutral face. So now you can have this face plus our shocked expression. So I'm going to pop that head sculpt on real quick. And here is our shocked expression, which is just a very, very odd just facial expression. So I don't know if they quite pull it off in plastic form. I mean, I know it's Randy Orton. I can tell it's Randy Orton. Maybe the shape of the head and the hair might be throwing it off a little bit, but it's a shocked expression, but it's kind of lacking a little bit of expression at that, too. It's just kind of like, instead of like, but still a pretty solid head sculpt. Also with Randy Orton, he's got the new articulation on his boots as well. So that's a cool upgrade if you pick up this figure. Plus, this is a pretty good looking gear for Orton. It's a very bright red with this brassy gold for the designs there. So I like this overall look for Randy Orton. I'm just not 100% sold on these head sculpts. Now here is Triple H with his big laughing, smiling head sculpt, and it's another one that's like, I mean, they kind of got it, but it's just like such an odd expression that it's not perfect, but I think it works well for Triple H. Now, like, I feel like the stern head, that's one of the better head sculpts they've ever done. And it's on the new Ultimate. Whereas, I'm not a big fan of this one. I think it's something about maybe like the eyes. I know it's all, like Photo Real Tech, True FX style with the digital printing on the faces, but just this one just kind of looks more like the old school hand painted. It's something about the eyes and the pupils and kind of like the darker eyebrows kind of make it kind of have that look to it, but I think it's a serviceable head sculpt. Not one I'm going to use too much because this pack really isn't about that particular moment in time. For me personally, it's just more about having these different gears and attires for, some of my favorite wrestlers to have those in the collection. But props to, Mattel for, in an exclusive 3-pack, giving us a lot of new stuff, which I appreciate. It's not a lot of reuse. You got some new things. Speaking of reuse and not new things, the World Heavyweight Championship belt is the old mold, not the newer style that's just now debuting with that Legends Rick Rude figure. So just take note of that. Even though I think this is a really solid belt, I've never had any complaints about the mold of that belt, but it's a very shiny gold plastic that they normally do a really good job with. But so there's a few new things in this pack and that I really like, but I kind of want to do a few comparisons, and not necessarily, oh, here's all the Batistas, here's all the Randy Ortons. I want to compare this style, this new torso of Triple H with some other Triple H style torsos. So I really wish I had that Ultimate Edition, a new Ultimate Edition to compare, because I really like that torso. But when it comes to Elite torsos, I think they nailed it with this Triple H torso, because this is the torso they were using for Triple H. Now, if that looks familiar, we just saw it. That's the torso they used for Batista, which for a very long time had been really the only this is the super jacked guy's torso, and it doesn't necessarily always work. I still want them to continue using that for specific guys, but I'm glad they updated it for Triple H. So much so that if you've been following my channel for a while now, you've seen that I did this fix-up with Triple H using Jazzware's AEW Daniel Bryan torso. And I felt like that gave the shape of Triple H, is much more accurate to the shape of his chest and his abs. As you can see, we're actually kind of getting kind of close in the shape of the pecs there and the abs. Very similar, and this one right here is just kind of the oddball out. I'm still debating on if I want to, keep this look or maybe start, putting this torso on, trunks, Triple H trunks, and kind of seeing how that looks. I need to get some decals for this guy. I just hadn't decided which look in particular. But so that's kind of your here's your old, here's your new, here's another new option when it comes to Triple H. But also, I felt like another good torso they might have been able to use is the new Build-A-Figure torso they've been using. The torso that was used in the Monday Night Wars line for British Bulldog and Lex Luger and the Disciple. This is what I'm now using for Drew McIntyre, and it's very similar to the old style jacked guy torso. But it's not as tapered here with a super skinny waist. It's more, more wider. I mean, and Drew McIntyre is a very broad guy, and I felt like this kind of fits his look a little better. Now, it kind of doesn't quite look like Drew without chest hair, but I think it's got the right shape, and the way the pecs are much more, natural looking than these. Now, I mean, that works for Batista and, guys like that, but I felt like this kind of torso works very well with Drew, and I thought, maybe they'd use that for Triple H, but I'm so glad we got a brand new torso that is his exact body type. I just don't want them to start overusing this torso on guys that really don't fit that look. Now, another torso that I wish they'd kind of start using a little more is the Scott Steiner torso. Now, it is the same deal as it's a super jacked guy, but I just feel like the width of it is a little more natural, where this one is kind of bodybuilder, super thin waist kind of look. So this is honestly, I wish maybe this new Final Boss Rock, their options for the Rock were going to be, normally would have been this torso, but they're going to go with this one, and I don't know if that's 100% accurate for the Rock. I felt like maybe something like this would have worked better, but who knows? Maybe when that figure comes out, I'll do some part swapping and painting and see what that actually looks like in person. But that's just another, big guy torso I think they need to start using more. But yeah, I think this is a big improvement for Triple H, and I'm just kind of curious to maybe seeing how this torso will look on those legs. I think I'm gonna. I just opened this figure, just got out of the package, but I'm already tempted to crack it open. But that's kind of what I do on this channel. So I'm very curious to seeing if we can put this Triple H on to this lower half. So I'm back after a brief intermission here, and I put this guy in hot water just for a little bit to confirm my suspicion here that these are the Build-A-Figure legs with the Build-A-Figure style peg. Now, if we look on the inside of Triple H here, it looks like maybe possibly the torso is just like a regular Elite torso, but it's got this black cap on the inside that's a little smaller that works with the Build-A-Figure leg. So, pops right back in. It's going to be interesting to see if I decide to crack this torso to kind of see what else is in there, but curiosity has got my attention here, so we're going to keep playing around with this torso. All right, so here's the inside of that new Triple H torso. There's these two pieces, this little piece right here, and then this little kind of a ring, like half crescent piece that's on the inside there. Now this piece here, that's what snaps into the Build-A-Figure piece. So it's like that. Now the difference between an old torso and this new torso, slightly different because this has that little ledge there that normally your peg can fit into right there. Now it's gonna be interesting to see how this works because that doesn't really work that way. Let me see if let me put that little crescent piece back in. I don't know which way it was in. Was it in this way? Might have been in that way. Let's see if that... Okay, it looks like... Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to use that piece to be able to make this work on this kind of peg. So we're going to play around with that a little bit more. All right, so I kind of had made it to the point of no return when trying to get the fit on this style waist. And I don't know if you can tell what I did here. If you're familiar with these leg pieces, actually, let me see if I can pull out another one. Maybe you'll be able to see it on this one. You see how right there at the base it's a little wider. It's a little wider at the base, then it's a thin cylinder, and then you have the peg on top. Well, with this torso piece, the circle, the inside the circle part is much smaller than the regular Elite torso. So I was having trouble getting it to fit on there. So what I had to do is I had to take the Dremel, and I've gotten it as, smooth and as flat as I could right along there. So now, just kind of doing a test fitting here, we can press it on there, and it looks like it's on there. We're going to see if we can actually get the other back piece to connect. But that's where we are now. We're basically the point of no return, but I'm going to finish this project and finish this video for y'all. All right, here we are. Brand new Elite torso for Triple H in his ring gear. And I think that it is a really good look. A slightly difficult little mod here because I had to trim down the waist peg, but honestly, once I was able to get that lower half to fit, everything else just snapped on perfectly. So I went ahead and swapped those arms off my other fix-up so we could have the wrist tape and the elbow pads. And yeah, I like this look for Triple H. I would say I hope they start using this torso going forward on all Triple H's, but even like the newest SummerSlam wave that's coming out in a couple of months, actually could be, hitting Ringside Collectibles. The pre-orders are already up, so they could be hitting at any time. They're still using the old torso. So, To each their own, though. I love this look for him, and I'm glad I picked up this pack and realized I could do this swap. This is a pretty cool look for Triple H. I want to know in the comments below, though, what do you think about this fix-up? Is this a massive improvement for Triple H, or do you prefer him to have the same torso Batista has? I would love to hear your comments below, and as always, I love all the comments, whether it's you're hyping me up or you're like, man, what are you doing? Either one, either side of the coin, I appreciate it all. So feel free to comment your feelings about this, what you like. If you got questions about how I did that, I love answering those as well. And also, as always, I want y'all to know that this is a welcoming community here on my channel, and we're just trying to enjoy the hobby and, help each other out in any way we can, whether that's informative tips or tricks when it comes to customs. But also, I just want y'all to know, if you have anything going on in your life, feel free to leave a prayer request in the comments below, because I'm going to read it, I'm going to respond to it, and just know I got your back if no one else does. Even here on the internet, as an individual, I'm here for you. So thank y'all for all the support, especially all the likes and the comments and the new subscribers, whether you're subscribed for, my Marvel Legends content or for my WWE Elite figures. Either one, I'm glad you're here, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Can't wait to put together another figure for the next one. I'll see y'all then.